Huh? He's the king of the forest. If this can happen to him, you forget about kutta, billi, chidiya. Right? So this is the only birth as human being that is in your clasp, where you can do things the way you want. That is why, forget about all problems, adversities. Change your dream. Dream big. Do you know our management guru Peter Drucker, what he said? He said the greatest tragedy of human life is not that you dream big and miss it, but you dream small and achieve it. The greatest tragedy of human life is not that you dream big and miss it, but you dream small and achieve it. That means what? We are meant for bigger things. God has created us with special care and has sent you to this earth to create history for yourself and the society. But most of us have the tendency of coming back to the comfort zone. Okay? Once you are in comfort zone, mera to so mast chal raha hai. Enjoy, enjoy. Comfort zone and death, they are synonymous. The biggest comfort zone is death, when you aram se sote ho. है ना? The moment you are in comfort zone, think that you are coming closer to death. Right? That's why always avoid comfort zone. There has to be a healthy restlessness in your life, so that you can be innovative, you can be creative, and you are able to dream big. Ship, SHIP ship. Ships are safe in the harbor, but they are not meant for that. Okay? Ships are safe in the harbor, but they are not meant for that. They are meant to break oceans, discover new islands, create history. They are meant for that. And you are also meant for that. God has created you with special care, that you will also create history for yourself and for the society and the world as a whole. If you fail to do that, you are betraying the trust of God. And when you betray the trust of God, don't think that God is going to forgive you. You will see to it that next birth you are born a chicken and end up on my plate. Okay? So never take your life so casually. You have been specially sent to create history. So dream big. And in the process of dreaming big, suppose you do not achieve something. Tell me, how does it matter? How does it matter? What is failure? You only can give a definition to failure. Nobody has given any definition to it. Okay? When Columbus reached American shore, Columbus wanted to discover what? India. So when he reached American shore, he was perplexed, because he said, "Arey, I have read in history Indians are black. How is it that idhar so gora gora aadmi dikhta hai? Lal lal." He said, "Okay, there must have been some mistake in history or somewhere. So let me call them Red Indians." So that is how the aborigines in America are still being called Red Indians. That is not important, my dear friends. Important is, what Columbus did was a mistake, isn't it? Because he never wanted to discover America. But that mistake did not prevent his name from being written in golden letters in the annals of history. Did it? He would have been equally famous if he would have discovered India. So now tell me, what is the difference between right and wrong? Huh? What is the difference between right and wrong? There is no difference. Wright brothers, when they are trying to fly a machine, the whole world came and they started actually abusing them, ridiculing them, spitting on them, that you bloody fellows, you are trying to fly a machine which does not have wings. Can't you see birds? Birds fly because they have wings. But the very fact that they did not give up their dream, we are flying today. Otherwise, most of us will be traveling by bullock carts. Right? Somebody did not forsake his dream. You must chase your dream with all the passion. That passion is very important. What is that passion? Anybody who can tell me what is passion? Passion. Patient, yeah, my pronunciation, because I take a lot of fish now, so pronunciation is slightly fishy. So, yeah, it is PASSION, patient. करने का अचीव करने के हाँ पागलपन, राइट? दैट पागलपन चाहिए आपको, और वो पागलपन अगर आप में है, then not only mistakes will become right, all your weaknesses will become strengths, by the way. Most of you say, this is my weakness. Huh? But let me tell you, God has not given any weakness to anybody. He has given you only strength, strength and strength. Each and everything you give a definition as weakness will become strength only if you are very positively motivated to convert it to strength. When Amitabh Bachchan came to Bombay, they said, "This is bamboo hai." He did not get any role. And that was the time one of my sisters was getting married. My father had got a groom, वो थोड़ा लंबू था. Then my sister rejected. बोला ये लंबू को कौन शादी करेगा, लंबू फालतू है. Okay? Now Amitabh Bachchan did not give up. He stayed put. He worked hard. As a result of which, he changed the fashion statement for the grooms in this country. Now girls are looking forward to marry. Both of you, na? Tall people. You want to marry somebody who is tall. So being tall was a weakness. Now it has been converted to strength. When Rani Mukherjee came also, they said, "अरे इसका voice तो मर्द जैसा है." Because ये इसमें रोमांस किधर से आएगा? हीरो तो रोमांस क्या करेगा? हीरो तो भाग जाएगा. Right? She did not give up. She did not give up. She converted this husky voice to the sexiest voice in Bollywood. And that is why she was the reigning queen for a very long time. Tell me now, then what is weakness, what is strength? Be very fair to God. God has given you only strength, strength and strength. What you are calling as weakness is only a challenge for you to explore. Like one of the boys, he sputters. Sputters, like he talks like that. One day he came and approached the CEO of a company which sells Bibles. The company sells Bibles. Basically a sales company. So he said, "Sir, मेरे को एक तो नौकरी दे दीजिए, because I have such a large family, my mother, I have 3 sisters, this and that. I am very poor. I want to have a job." He said, "Are you are not able to communicate properly. You cannot talk properly. I am in a company which is into sales. Sales means communication. The most important attribute in sales is communication. And you cannot talk properly. You talk तुमको लगे मैं क्या करने वाला हूँ?" He said, "Sir, मेरे को एक तो मौका दीजिए, सर, मैं मर जाऊंगा नहीं तो सब लोग भिखारी हो जाएंगे." Then this fellow, CEOs are very clever also. So he said, "Chalo, I'll put this boy in a territory where not a single Bible is sold for the last so many years. So that what will happen? He will not be able to sell there. And then he will come, sir, मैं तो बेच नहीं पाया, मैं क्या करूं, मैं जा रहा हूं." So on his own he will leave. I don't have to terminate him. He was very cleverly, he did this strategy. But this boy achieved a sale of 10,000 Bibles in 1 month. Okay? Then when he achieved this, then there was a big function. Everybody wanted to hear. All the salespeople, they said, "How could you do it? How could you do it?" Then when the CEO asked, "I am so sorry that my strategy was like this. You have proved me wrong. Now let us understand, how could you do it?" You know what he said? He said, "Sir, I didn't do anything." He said, "I only did this." What he did was, he said, "I'll go and tap on the door of each and every householder, and the moment the householder opens the door, I'll say, don't buy this Bible. I'll read it for you." Okay. They don't buy, I'll read it for you. And then by the time the householder, and his wife, they would have come. Please don't take this much trouble. We can see the pain in your face when you are telling, I'll read it. Please don't take this much pain to read it for me. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Right? Now tell me, what is the difference between weakness and strength? What is the difference between? So that is why be full of gratitude to God, that whatever He has given you, He has given you only strength and strength. Nothing is weakness. And you should be knowing how to convert that weakness into strength. I have given you so many examples. Right? Okay. So each of your belief is a choice. Isn't it? How many of you believe this? Again taking you to the fact that you create your own reality. Each of your belief is a choice. Now suppose I give a slap to Priyanka now. I will not do that, I will not risk it. But by chance I give it. Then tell me how many choices you have. Number 1, you will give me a slap back. Number 2, you will instigate all your friends to beat me up. Number 3, you will write a complaint to sir that ye faltu aadmi ko kyun laya idhar. Okay. Number 4, you will lodge an affair with the police. Number 5, which is very dangerous, is somehow you will come to know the cell number of my wife and you will fire her. Then madam ye third class aadmi ko kyun shadi kiya? So these are the choices before you. Now, what is the choice you will exercise? Or maybe she will just sit down and cry. Okay? That means what I am trying to tell you, friends, is God has been so fair to us that each and everything, a series of choices come before you. You make the best choice. Now, if your choice is not the best choice, how can you blame God? How can you blame your father? How can you blame your friends? When you are making the choice. Okay? When you are making the choice, you cannot blame anybody. Normally, when there is something good happening, you will say, maine kiya hai. Something bad is happening, my father was not in the IAS, my father ye ho gaya, isliye main faltu ho gaya, nahi to I am born great. है ना? You cannot, my dear friends, blame anybody for anything happening to you in this earth. Because you are the creator of your reality. And you have been empowered so much by God that you can create your own reality. Right? So each and every belief is your choice. You are never defeated until you accept defeat as reality and decide to stop trying. First we are defeated in our mind. Then we are defeated. Okay? You must have come across, if there is some cancer patient in your family or you know somebody, the same medicine is applicable to all cancer patients for the same type of cancer. But only 5% of them, they respond positively. Why? The reason is, in their mind itself, the remaining 95% people, they have decided cancer ho gaya, mere ko to marne wala hai. They just walk into the grave. Okay? Medicine is not going to work there. Only in respect of 5% people who decide that I will fight back. I will fight back with all might in me. They program their mind to fight back. Cancer salutes you. Right? This is the truth. And this is applicable in all the cases. Right? You already possess the ability to excel in at least one key area of your life. You have some special skill in you. Most of us, we do not, we discover that. So never call anybody useless. Okay? Even if Priyanka, he is your husband, never call him useless. Huh? Yeah. Because by saying so, actually you are passing a judgment on yourself. Most of you, when you become bosses, you will say, yes, subordinate is useless. Don't say that. The reason is, you are passing a judgment on yourself that I am so useless that I am not able to spot the brilliance in him, the talent in him. Right? Somewhere he is good, just you have to find out. Acha. Then the only real limitations on what you can accomplish in your life are those you impose on yourself. Most of us, we impose on ourselves a limitation. Right? Like I imposed on myself that No, I cannot dance. Recently there was a function in my company, so they forced me to dance. And when they forced me to dance, then I started dancing, and then they said, "Sir, aap to badhiya dance kar rahe ho." Then I myself saw in video, yeah, I was dancing well. What is the problem? What is the problem? Maybe I should have been a good dancer. Somebody misguided me to come into management and all this. Huh? If not Michael Jackson, maybe a junior version of that. I never know. Because I put the limitation on myself that I cannot dance. Like many of you put limitation that I cannot sing. Isn't it? Now I ask Manikandan. Manikandan, please come and sing. Do you think he will come? Manikandan? Govindan, हाँ. He will say, मेरे को गाना नहीं आता है. ठीक है ना? वो बोलेगा मेरे को गाना नहीं आता है. इसको भी मैं बोलूंगा प्रियंका को गाना गाओ. बोलो मेरे को सर गाना नहीं आता है. Right? Why? Do you think I have expected you to sing like Lata Mangeshkar? No. I expect you to sing like Priyanka only. If anybody here has concluded that if Priyanka has to sing, should sing like Lata Mangeshkar, it is their problem. Let them go to hell with it. Because neither you have claimed it, right? Then what is the problem? Why this lack of self-confidence in us? This is a very important frailty in all of us. You must overcome. If you want to be a winner, you must have that self-confidence, right? You are performing as Priyanka only. Whether I accept it or not, that is my problem. Okay? Right. So, there cannot be great success without great commitments. You need the support, cooperation of other people. You know this. So imagine what the world would begin to look like if you had these beliefs and made it part of your life. Now I am taking you to a very interesting area. See, having told you that mind is the most important issue, now how do you program your mind for inevitable success? I am taking you to that. I think, I think in a hurry, we'll be in a hurry to complete it, but we should be able to.
40 minutes, sir.
Sorry?
More 40-minute tips is it?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I'll complete in 40 minutes. No problem. So what is? So this is one of the techniques which actually we are getting into a lot of psychoanalytical techniques in management, right? Having come to know that it is mind which is deciding everything in management, so we have put a lot of reliance on different psychoanalytical techniques. One of them is neuro-linguistic programming. Very briefly I'll tell you. I'll give you my email ID if you want to know more about it. I'll forward to you all the papers. So this is neuro-linguistic programming. First is neuro. This was propounded by, Dr. Bandler. So how it happened was, in one of the sessions like this, he was sitting in the front to a Chinese guru. He was talking. Then after that, he said that now that we have learned something today, all of you please close your eyes and pray to your respective gods and goddesses for having learned something interesting today. Because Chinese, they also, like in Oriental philosophy, they also look at learning like we look at learning as Goddess Saraswati. They don't call it Saraswati, but they accept that this is divine. So, everybody closed eyes and they stood up. And then when Dr. Bandler stood up, he found that one lady by his side in her 30s, she was very excited and she was telling, "See, I can stand, see, I can stand." And then this man opened his eyes, took her by the side and said, "Tell me what has happened." She said that when I was 13-year-old or 12-year-old, that time I met with a serious road accident where my spinal cord was crushed. And the doctors, wherever my parents have taken me to, they said that it cannot be reconstructed. So you cannot stand in your life. You have to be permanently in wheelchair. Today what happened to me I do not know. Please, this is the most important part. Today what happened to me I do not know. But I stood up. Okay. From that actually this man started doing his research. That what happened to this girl today. Then he found out that Continuously the doctors have told her that you cannot stand, you cannot stand. So it has gone to her. See, if you practice, if you do something in your conscious mind repeatedly, it goes to your subconscious. And subconscious controls all important commands in your body. So it has gone to her subconscious that you never try to stand, because so many big doctors have said you can never stand up. Never ever dare to try to stand. Right? So what has happened in this lecture is that the command was so powerful from this Chinese guru that the command overtook the command that had programmed earlier. I'll tell you now how it works. We are composed. Anybody who is a student of psychology? No? Okay. Don't worry. See, our neurological system comprises of billions and billions of dot-like substances which are called neurons. Each and every neuron is repository of an experience. And next time, if similar situation comes, it dictates you to behave accordingly. Like suppose my friend Priyanka had a bad experience with a Taklu fellow in the train. In the sense the Taklu fellow was trying to be phrase, uske nazdik mein aane ka koshish kar raha tha and all that. So the neuron has recorded that Taklus are dangerous. Right? So next time she gets into the train, if another Taklu gets into the train, immediately the neuron is prompting, Priyanka, Priyanka, take care, Taklu aa gaya, Taklu aa gaya. Right? So Priyanka will take guard, she will go to one corner. Isn't it? She will do it. And this will happen. Why? Because the neuron is like a cassette, audio cassette. Earlier days, the audio cassette, like suppose Priyanka is very fond of Gulam Ali. Gulam Ali sun rahi hai. Then suddenly she usko koi bol diya, uska boyfriend koi bol diya, hey Gulam Ali faltu hai, Jagjit Singh suno. So suddenly what she will do? She will record Jagjit Singh over Gulam Ali. Isn't it? The earlier days audio cassettes were like that. That means powerful commands will override less powerful commands. So here the neuron has codified here, Taklus are dangerous. But one day if she meets with an accident and one Taklu fellow was passing by in his car and he takes her to the hospital, लेके उसको सेवा पूरा करके और even hospital का bill भी देके उसको अच्छा खाना वाना खिला के पूरा bill pay करके, then what will happen? That same like audio cassette, Jagjit Singh and Gulam Ali as I said. So that codification is getting overwritten by a powerful command that no, Taklus can be very good also. And don't be surprised if next day she flies away with that man and gets married. Okay? Right. So this is how it happens. This is how it happens. I'll tell you that one of the there was a driver who used to drive dead bodies to the morgue. He was driving a vehicle which will carry dead bodies from the hospital like KM, जो भी है, उधर से to the morgue. One day that fellow was so heavily drunk that he was thrown out. He lost his job. So what to do, poor fellow? He started driving this YOLO top taxi of Bombay. Then one day he was taking some passengers from say Vasi to BT. Around 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening he was taking. Then रास्ते में उसमें एक बुढ़ा आदमी था. वो बोला, अरे भैया BT और कितना दूर है? The driver immediately वो करके गाड़ी छोड़ के भाग गया. क्यों? Because like your Taklu, same experience. This fellow's neuron has codified that मेरे पीछे डेड बॉडी रहता है. तो उधर से अगर कोई हाथ लगा रहा है मेरे पीछे, वो तो भूत है. वो भाग गया. So that is what? That is the neuro part. Okay? Now neuro come to linguistics. So I have already explained to you. So linguistic, what is linguistic? Tell me. Language. What is language, by the way? Tell me, what is language? Mode of communication, but most of you do not know very important thing about language is what? Language is What? Expression. That is what you are thinking it is one-way traffic. That suppose after this class, I am thinking that I am talking well and you people are enjoying. From your face I can see that there is a lot of satisfaction in you. But after I go out of the class, suppose you say, ये फालतू third rate आदमी को क्यों लाया था? Then do you think I had communicated well? No. So that means communication is not what you say, but what you get in return. And this communication can be through verbal language or non-verbal. Isn't it? Like Priyanka is standing in one corner of the bus stand, other corner another boy is standing. दोनों को देखा, आंख में communication हो गया. Okay? उसके बाद suppose that boy decides that she is the lady of my life and this girl decides he is the man of my life. They run away, get married or whatever. Not a single word has been exchanged, my dear friends. That is why we say love at first sight. We never say love at first lecture or love at first touch. Isn't it? We say love at first sight. So that means without communicating even with one word, your most powerful communication is through your eye contact. That is why when you go for the interview, all your friends they say, what? Eye contact karo, eye contact karo, eye contact karo. Why? You want to do this eye contact with the chairman. Why? Like every day almost I take some interview or the other. The moment you are coming in, chalo, Priyanka Agi. So you are trying to do eye contact with me, you are sending a message to me whether you like it or not. If the message is complimentary, this is what we discuss in management in transactional analysis. I will not discuss it here. That's a different psychoanalytical tool like NLP. So the moment you are communicating with me, if the message is complimentary, हाँ प्रियंका अच्छी लड़की है, तो मेरा चमचा बनेगी उसको ले लो. Then what I will do? I will ask such questions that will test his knowledge. But suppose he came, वो थोड़ा rude लगे ऐसे, तो अरे the message he is sending is not complimentary. Then I am concluding, अरे ये टेढ़ा लगता है यार, ये गड़बड़ करेगी ये लड़की, उसको लेना ठीक नहीं है. Then what I will do? I will test her ignorance. I will ask her, Priyanka, what is the weight of moon? Okay, neither she knows what is the weight nor I know. Even I also know. I also don't know. Many of the questions in the interview asked whose answer I even do not know. Because I am trying to test her ignorance. Because the message has come to me कि ये लड़की गड़बड़ करेगी. The message is coming through the eye contact. So eyes are the most powerful communication medium. ठीक है, you forget about the body language. Body language is a very important communicator. We are talking about the linguistic. That means communication through language. Language is the next most important communicator after body language. And language comprises of what? Words. Each and every word is a symbol. It stands for something. Isn't it? It stands for something. And that expresses the everything of your heart that you want to say. But unfortunately, words after repeated use, they lose their luster. They lose their significance. They lose their poignance. Again, I will give you an example, then you understand. When I was studying in a college named Revensa College in Cuttack, where Netaji Subhash Bose also studied, one day, there was a news that Manikandan has told this girl that I love you. I told you some time back it was so difficult during our time to even talk to a girl. That time if somebody tells that I love you, it created so much of magic in the campus. Then in a huge campus, wherever you go to canteen, you go to toilet, you go to any place, library, अरे वो ना उसको बोल दिया. ठीक है? It created so much of romance, magic and all that. But nowadays if a boy comes and tells Priyanka I love you, do you think she will be impressed? She will say, absent man, अरे दिन भर तो 10-12 लोग मेरे को ऐसे बोलते हैं, ठीक है तुम भी बोला, तुम्हारे पास एक्स्ट्रा क्या है? है ना? She will say, तुम्हारे पास extra क्या है? Why? Why extra? Why is the need for extra? What is the need for extra? Because the word love is not creating the same magic and romance it used to create 20 years back. Because the word after repeated use, जो कुत्ता को बिल्ली को चिड़िया को रोज I love you बोलते बोलते, the word love has lost its luster. So it is not communicating the way it used to communicate, right? It does not create that sort of flatter, right? So that means each and every word has a hypnotic index. Okay? How much impact it will create is decided by that, right? Okay. So next comes is programming. So the programming it classifies. I'll tell you. I'll finish in another 20. No, sir. Okay. So it is conscious mind, subconscious mind, and unconscious mind. Right? This is how the brain is classified into 3 types of minds. Now you will be surprised to know that the conscious mind is only 7%. Right? That means the entire intelligent functioning of this universe is being carried out from the conscious mind which is having a potential of just 7%. So this has become the biggest challenge now for the management scientists as to how to explore subconscious mind and unconscious mind. Because most of the management solutions now remain in these 2 minds. And as I told you, when you practice something in your conscious mind over a period of time, it goes to your subconscious mind. Okay? So Pavlov's theory of conditioning, anybody knows? Pavlov's, this Polish psychologist. What he did was, at 12 o'clock he will ring the bell. He will face the dog and he will give a piece of place. He did it for 1 month. And next month, he rang the bell, he did not face the dog. The dog came on its own. He did it again for 1 month. 3rd month, he rang the bell, the dog came in on its own and he did not give the place. So the dog went mad. Dog was looking for the place and started circling around him like a mad dog, looking for the place. And it started salivating so profusely that the entire area around Pavlov started resembling like a river of saliva. Okay? That means from that actually this particular psychoanalytical science has taken its birth, that if you practice something in your conscious mind, it will go to your subconscious. And subconscious will dictate the body. Body is a slave of the mind, slave of the subconscious mind. Okay? What happens in prayer? What happens in prayer? For example, suppose our friend Manikandan. Okay? So he goes to Lord Shiva's temple every day in Belapur and he prays, Lord Shiva, please make me marry the most beautiful girl in Belapur. This could be one of the prayers, na? Sometimes, like your good name please? No, you? Kushali. Sepali and Kushali, they are. Okay, Kushali. Kushali may be having a different prayer. But for Manikandan, let us presume that he prays to God that make me marry the most beautiful girl in Belapur. Okay, he does it. Again, replace Manikandan with that Pavlov's dog. Like Pavlov did it with his dog for 1 month. Next month, he will do it for 1 or 2 months. Every day he will go and pray. So in his conscious mind when he is praying, this is going to the subconscious. That means his mind is getting programmed to expect a beautiful girl. So after doing it for about 3 to 4 months, his body will be dictated by the subconscious mind. So what you will do, you will try moving around the women's colleges in Belapur. You will try to find out who are the beautiful girls. Then, he will try to follow her to her house and then find out who is the old man, her father, which temple he goes, Whatever temple he goes, वो भी पीछे जाके खड़ा होके वो भी अच्छे से करेगा. He will give Cadbury chocolate to the girl's younger sister. All the tricks we employed, na, he will employ everything. And then when he becomes successful, he will come to Lord Shiva and he will say, "Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Actually, you have answered my prayer." Now God is telling, "I have not done anything, my dear child. You only programmed your mind. Okay? Through this NLP. You only programmed your mind, that is how it has happened." And it happens in all the cases like that. Right? So left brain is the brain of certainty, right brain is the brain of uncertainty. Okay? So it classifies into two categories. So possibility thinker and impossible thinker, all depends on attitude. Right? I began my session by talking to you about attitude. This is the most important part. You see, this part you cannot change. What happens? Suppose this is Priyanka. From morning till evening she is bombarded with a series of stimulus. And the plural of stimulus is stimuli, like fungus, fungi. Right? She is bombarded. And for each and every stimulus she gives a response. And the type of, I gave the example, like I give her a slap, like that. So now the collectivity of the response will decide her attitude. Right? The collectivity of this response will will be called her attitude. So, what is the moral of the story? This side cannot be changed. Because this side is environment. You cannot challenge environment. Why? Why you cannot challenge environment? Girls, because environment is like your mother-in-law. You should not challenge your mother-in-law. The moment you challenge your mother-in-law, you are going to lose. So, this mother-in-law side you cannot do anything. Only this side you can do. Only this side you can do. Like, I was challenging my mother-in-law. I was finding everything wrong with the old lady for 5 years. Then one day my wife told me, "तुमने 5 साल तो झगड़ा किया मेरे मदर के साथ, कुछ फायदा हुआ तुमको?" मैंने बोला कुछ नहीं हुआ. Now then you deliver so many management lectures here and there, but why don't you change your strategy? You start praising her, let us see what happens. So then after 5 years, I started praising her. Even if the curry would have been rotten, but still I will say, "Yeah, this is very good, this is very good, this is very good. Mother-in-law is great, she is taking this and that." Then suddenly, everything changed. Now she shouts from the rooftop. She says, "This son-in-law is the best son-in-law ever born to any planet." She says, "This son-in-law is the best son-in-law ever born to any planet. Not even to this world." Okay? So what is the moral of the story? One of the story, whatever is happening in the organization, never challenge. Try to be an expert in that by aligning your knowledge and skill with the requirement. In banking industry, they challenge computerization for 10 years. What happened? Nothing. Could they prevent computers from coming? No. But at that time, those who picked up the skill fast, they were rewarded very, very handsomely. So the moment a change takes place, align with it. Align with it by gaining the required skill. Right? So I have already told you this is the conditioning of the mind. So this will be 4 states actually. This beta state, alpha state, gamma state, theta state. I think let us keep it. So this is prayer, what I told you. Positive repetitive affirmation yields effective results. After subconscious is programmed this way, mind will automatically generate positive thought and the chain will be like this. Chain is positive thought, positive emotion, action, habits, character, destiny is a winner. इसको बीच में छोड़ दो, इधर से इधर आओ. Positive thought, destiny is a winner. That means if you are full of positive thought, then your destiny will be or that of a winner. So you are creating your own reality by deciding to be either positive or negative. Even in very, very difficult situations, you must be positive. Like the other day, somebody met with an accident, इसका दाएं पैर तोड़ गया. So he was very frustrated. He was in the hospital. Then I said, देखो तुम्हारा दोनों पैर तोड़ जाता तो तुम क्या करते? See, whenever something happens to you like this, he always thank God that the worst has not happened. Right? And be full of gratitude to him for whatever he has given you. Because all the time he is testing your ability to accept setbacks in life as challenges. Because he is actually propelling you to accept it as a challenge and move ahead. He wants you to move ahead. As I have said, that he has a vested interest in your being successful in this life, because he has created you with a lot of care. He could have created you as a chicken so that you would have been on somebody's plate, but the very fact that he did not do it, he has put all his faith and trust on you. So just like a great foundation, so success, it is on attitude. Right? Attitude is that's why we say attitude gives you altitude in life, isn't it? And you know, somebody must have already said, glass half empty, half full, positive, negative, all these things you know, I need not repeat. But this slide you see, this was a study done by the Harvard School of Business, that attitude contributes 85% to any success. Attitude contributes 85% and knowledge contributes only 15%. Just you see what sort of magic it does, right? It does real magic. So that is why if you are full of attitude, you will find the whole world is at your feet. And it happens. It happens. So this you must have already seen earlier, that this, only attitude numerals, if you give values to them, that only adds up to 100, nothing else. I'll forward this to you, somebody can forward it to you. So now, this is attitudinal engineering. Now having said that attitude gives you altitude in life, this is the most important part. Let me tell you friends, nowadays in the corporates, we don't select people for their skill. We select them for their attitude and then train them for the skill. Because changing attitude is slightly difficult, but I will not say it is impossible. It is possible, that is why it has to be engineered. How do you engineer? I am talking here. So we call it a mental dieting course. Why mental dieting is so important than physical dieting? Every day you come out of your house, you see thousands of people doing Baba Ramdev, jumping, lumping and all that. But do you think the incidences of diabetes, cancer, high BP has come down? It has gone up. That means if physical dieting was the panacea for all these psychosomatic diseases, the incidences of such diseases would have come down. But it is going up because it is the mental dieting which is more important than physical dieting. And how do you do that mental dieting? Like in physical dieting, you practice it. Like Baba Ramdev, you practice it, na? So mental dieting also you have to practice. Keep this in mind and let us go to this, which will totally change your approach to life. So practice PMA. What is PMA? Positive mental attitude. Right? Be always positive and practice positivity of thought even in depressing situations. Find out the silver lining even in darkest cloud and seek affirmation through a sense of humor. So two things are important. Number one, in any critical situation, as I have told you, look for the positives. Okay? And always be grateful to God that God has done it with some purpose. Maybe the purpose I am not able to understand with my limitations now, but I will understand it tomorrow. Okay? We have that fact. Number two is that even in the darkest cloud, and seek affirmation through sense of humor. This is a very important thing. Most of the successful leaders in the corporates, they have very strong sense of humor. Okay? But we Indians by nature, we do not have abundant sense of humor. We do not have. And if you want to know about it, just get inside the lift. Suppose in the lift, you get in and somebody is already there. How do you look at each other, Priyanka? You look as if he is your enemy and you are his enemy. You look at him, chor hoga. And he is also concluding something. Okay? Whereas you go abroad, the moment you get into the lift, somebody who says, "Hi, good morning, how are you?" And if not anything, they will talk about weather at least. Till he gets out. Till he gets out. Here, in my country, till he gets out, I treat him as an enemy. That he is an imposter. why he got into the lift. He has no right to get into it. He doesn't know that I am traveling. I am doing it. Right? See, this is precisely happening because we take our life so seriously that we don't know how to laugh. We don't know how to make situations very light. And that complicates the problem. That does not help you, by the way, let me tell you. It has never helped anybody. If you have a sense of humor, then only it helps. Right? And always laugh at yourself. Don't laugh at others. The moment you are laughing at others, it is not sense of humor. It is not sense of humor. It will create problem. You have enough idiosyncrasies in yourself that you can laugh at yourself. Now I know hundreds of stories about taklus. My friend also. Both of us are together. I'll give you some clues. Okay. See, now I know hundreds of stories about taklu. And that is my idiosyncrasy. That is a shortcoming. I gave you only one. Right? I know how to laugh at myself. The moment I laugh at myself, people, they will respect you. Dekho, this man is so confident of himself that he doesn't care. He is talking about his own idiosyncrasy. Do you know? My roommate was a Sardarji when I was doing MPhil. When we left, that last day I requested him, कि अस्मित मेरे को थोड़ा सरदार जी जोक बता दो. Then I wrote down in a diary, the diary is still with me. I should have brought it today possibly. 133 Sardarji jokes, nasty, rabidly non-vegetarian jokes. He told me. Right? And I have written down everything. Even today, in my corporate some function here and there, they say, sir, aap ek joke boliye. I resort to that diary. And then from that I come out with some Sardarji joke. Then one day I asked Asmit, the whole world makes fun of you, Sardarji. तुम खुद भी मेरे को जोक दे रहे हो. Don't you feel bad about it? If such sort of jokes were talked about Marathis or Bengalis or Tamilians, they would have torn you apart. But how is it? how is it that you don't feel bad? He only asked me one thing. Bola, Dekh Nandi, have you ever seen a Sardarji beggar? I said, no, I have not seen. No, I can show you hundreds of Bengali beggars, Marathi beggars, Tamilian beggars. Beggars will be from all the communities. We don't beg. Have you seen any rickshaw puller, Sardarji? I said, no. Now I will show you hundreds of Bengali rickshaw pullers, Udiya rickshaw pullers, Bihari rickshaw pullers, Tamilian. सब दिखाऊंगा तेरे को, मराठी सब दिखाऊंगा. That is because we know we are great actually. We know Singh is king. So we just don't bother. By making fun, if you are becoming a bit happy, I am contributing to your happiness. You see the approach. Okay? You see the approach that I am contributing to your happiness. What difference is it making to me? It is nil. So have that sense of humor. It will make your life very, very simple and help you in coming out of very, very complicated issues. Right? Then, recollect the past for getting inspired and not getting inhibited. Right? Most of us, we recollect past for getting inhibited. Okay? If a lot of good things, Vishali? Khushali. Khushali. Lot of good things Khushali would have done for Priyanka. Right? Priyanka will forget everything. If one day she says, chalo, movie jate hain, sath mein, ya film jate hain. She will say, no, I am not in the mood. Kharab ho gaya, gaya pura. She will never think that hundreds of occasions she has helped her, maybe in the hospital also. She will forget about it. Most of us, we are actually, more possessed about the sense of heart than the sense of celebration. Okay, negativities, they clutch to the subconscious very fast. That is the problem. So you have to consciously try to overcome it. That's why we call it mental dieting, because you have to consciously see that when you look at a person, uska positives kya hai. वो friend भी है ना, you are doing some analysis, उसका positives क्या है? Then you will find that the small negatives, they will just get out of your mind slowly. But it will not go in the first round. First round always negative things will prevail upon you. Right? That's why recollect the past for getting inspired and not getting inhibited. Focus on maximizing your strength and develop the core competency around that. try to build your own thing. So recollect the good things done by you during the day and thank yourself by patting your back. This is a very important point. Most of the time, for all good things you do, people will be envious of you. They will try to speak bad of you, right? And they will not actually give you credit. But as I said, that there is only one person you are accountable, and she is the junior Priyanka. So if junior Priyanka has actually prompted you to do some good thing, you should pat your back and thank her instead of being bothered, log kya kahenge. And most of us, do you know, most of us, we kill our self-confidence, log kya kahenge. Think for a while, who are those log? Who are those log? Right? Most of our important decisions in life, we give it on hostage to somebody else. Okay? She will be happy. She will be happy. When? If the never is unhappy. If the never is unhappy, she will be happy. Okay? Similarly, the never will be happy when she is unhappy. What does it mean? It means you are giving your life on a hostage to others to decide whether you will be happy or unhappy. Whether you will be happy or unhappy, you are giving on hostage to somebody. Create your own reality. Because log kya kahenge when you are thinking, who are those log? Do you think you are in the hospital? Tell me, suppose you break your leg and you are in the hospital. How many people will be by your side, Priyanka?
10-20.
10-20? Arre, bahut zyada hai. I have seen myself that more than 4-5 zyada nahi hote hain. Okay? Zyada, only your parents, maybe if you have so many girls, boyfriends, then otherwise it will not exceed 5, right? If that is so, why are you bothered so much about log kya kahenge? Log tum kuch bhi karo, they will find out some problem or the other, they will find out some stick to beat you, right? So why do you give your life on hostage to others? You decide yourself. Log ko jo kehna hai kehne do. You should be bothered only about those 5 people who will be by your bedside when you are in trouble. What they are telling you should bother about that. Not what this whole world says. Okay? The whole world will be interested in seeing the tamasha that you fall. Okay? Catch people doing something right. Most of us, we do not do that. We always look for the opportunity when you make mistake. How many times, Khushali, you have appreciated your mother, your friend, your brother, sister for doing good work? No, not at all. Only when he does something wrong, for that matter, your boyfriend may be doing a lot of good things for you, but one bad thing he does, gaya pura. How many times you have praised him for doing a lot of good things, taking a great care of you? You don't do that. Because we have the tendency of taking relationships for granted. Don't do that. Enjoy each and every relationship by celebration. Do you know, see, I had taken my mother also for granted. Most of us, we take our mothers for granted. We never also even say, आज मम्मी खाना बहुत अच्छा बनाए थे आपने. या आज कुछ जो भी है घर में, तो she does so many things, you know. So naturally, I never said that. That when one day in Bombay I got a call that your mother is suffering from heart attack, I rushed back and when I went there I saw people cutting tree to burn her. The first thing that came to my mind was that I had taken her for granted. I could not give her a fond farewell, you forget about it, but most important thing, she has done so much for me. Never ever in my life I have said thank you. Chalo, thank you bolne ki bhi zarurat nahi hai. But at least a look of gratitude that yes, you are doing something great for me. So never ever take any relationship for granted because you are not sure whether that relationship will be there tomorrow or not. It may not be there tomorrow. So celebrate, enjoy it today. Enjoy it today, all relationships. Okay? So, allow mind to be creative, spontaneous, and natural, and program the subconscious through creative visualization. Creative visualization is something, a technique, which will require some time. So, maybe if you want to know more about it, then I'll send across the material to you. Find out some idiosyncrasies, follies and foibles in you and laugh at them yourself. I have already told you. So develop mental attitude with enthusiasm quotient. Enthusiasm quotient. We are now testing people when we recruit them in the corporate for enthusiasm quotient. We are not testing for intelligence quotient or emotional quotient. We are talking about enthusiasm quotient now. What is enthusiasm? When you say uska enthu zyada hai, Priyanka ka enthu zyada hai, what does it mean?
The approach to complete the task is better than any normal mind. Means the constant approach.
Yeah, you have said that, but I'll just briefly summarize because I'm running against time.
Yeah.
So, enthusiasm means you are able to create your own energy. All of us are actually, we are funnels of energy. Some people, there are two types of people, let me tell you. One category, they try to get energy from others. The second category of people, they create their own energy. And leaders are the people who create their own energy. Alright? When you pick your friends also, you will find there are two types of friends. One is energy booster, the other is energy buster. Like when Priyanka will get married, she will say, एक list left side में, these are the guests I want in my marriage, these are the guests I do not want. That is right side. Why? Because the left side guests she needs because they are energy boosters. The moment they reach her place, the whole atmosphere lightens up. It is full of energy. दूसरा right side में जो guest है, whom she does not want, the moment they get, they try to suck your energy by saying, okay? So the moment they are doing, they are sucking your energy. That's why you call them energy busters. B-U-S-T-E-R-S. Whereas the first category is energy boosters. So you should always take a decision to be in company of energy boosters. And you should always know how to create your own energy. The moment you are successful in doing that, then you will be the greatest leader. Because you are not putting your life on a hostage to somebody else to give you energy. Right? So, each and every individual is gifted one way or the other. When you meet anybody, consider it to be a learning opportunity, discover the gift and have it in you to empower yourself. Right? When we meet people, we don't allow him to talk. We talk. Isn't it? This is the peculiar nature of Indians. That's why my sister who is working in IBM in US, she said that her boss was telling the other day that it is very difficult to make Chinese speak and make Indians from stop talking. Okay? These are the two types of employees her boss was perplexed with. So we don't allow anybody to talk. We talk. He has to listen. And by chance Priyanka has been able to talk to me, I look for a chance when she pauses. The moment she pauses, मैं झपट के whereas actually the right strategy should be to listen. That is why God has given you 2 ears and 1 mouth. I look at it very statistically. The 2:1 होना चाहिए. That means you listen more, speak less. And listening is a very important issue, right? Most of us, we don't realize that. We talk, right? Then look at problems as opportunities. I have already told you. I have already told you that look at problems as opportunities. Each and every problem comes as a package. It does not come as a problem. And all the opportunities, they are lying hidden inside the problem. Only you should be intelligent enough to find that इसमें मेरे लिए क्या है, मेरे लिए क्या है, मेरे लिए क्या है. Is it entirely a problem? It is not so. It was a problem for her. But it may not be a problem for me. Let me see. Let me see what is there in it. Right? Finally, always keep the underprivileged in mind and thank God. It has not come exactly. But that is what I have already told you. When I was in a plaster for my hand, I was always blaming God. कुछ भी problem होता है, the first thing that comes to Priyanka's mind is, why me? Why me? मेरे को क्यों ऐसे किया? मेरा पैर क्यों तोड़ा? खुशहाली का पैर क्यों नहीं तोड़ा? Why me? Why me? Why me? Yeah, this is a human tendency. Most of the time we try to blame, right? But just think for a while that the people who are in a much worse situation. Think for a while. The moment I was on a plaster, then one day in Juhu Beach I found one lady was pushing her husband in a wheelchair. I found he doesn't have legs. He doesn't have legs. I said, Bhagwan, immediately chappal bubble khol ke maine Bhagwan ko pray kiya that you have been so kind to me that you have broken my hand. If this would have happened to me, then how I would have survived. Right? Always think about the underprivileged and thank God. Be full of gratitude for whatever you have and try to maximize on that. Now very quickly, I hope I have another 5 minutes, sir?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, fine. I'll continue. So 10 differences between winner and loser. Very quickly. This fellow is up, this fellow is down, he makes mistakes, and this fellow, he says it was not my fault. He credits his good luck and he credits his bad luck for losing. He works harder and has more time. A busy man has more time for everything. A lazy man does not have time for anything. Okay? Life is very short. You have to package everything into that, Priyanka. You cannot say, मैं पहले ये करूँगा, उसके बाद प्यार करूँगा, उसके बाद वो करूँगा. ऐसे नहीं होता है. Everything has to be packaged together. Everything has to be packaged together. If you are doing your CID or PhD, PhD के साथ प्यार भी होगा, ऑफिस में अच्छा काम भी करना पड़ेगा, everything. Because life is too short. You cannot have that luxury. Acha, he goes through a problem. This fellow goes around a problem. He shows he is sorry, but this fellow he does not say. This fellow he knows what to fight for, what to compromise on, and this fellow he compromises on important things. I am good, but not so good, because in the race for excellence, my dear friends, there is no finishing line, right? And that is why he says, I am not so good. Okay, he respects those who are superior, and he learns. But this fellow no. He is responsible for more than his job. Please remember this important point in your life, that in your organization, in Bank of India, whenever you are working, try to do more than your job if you want to move up and get recognition, right? Because more multifunctional you are adding more value to it. Like a mobile telephone only for communication is 1000. The moment FM it is 3000. The moment camera is 10,000. BlackBerry 10, 15,000, whatever. More value you add to yourself means you will be more rewarded, right? So always try to move up in the value chain by doing more than your job. So there will be a better way of doing this, as I said. Then winner is always part of the solution. This fellow is always part of the problem. Okay? Then he is always a program. This fellow always has an excuse. Right? The winner says, let me do it for you. He says, that is not my job. This fellow, he is answer for any problem. Loser sees a problem in every answer. Okay? So he says it may be difficult, but it is possible. The loser says it may be possible, but it is too difficult. Right. Let us not talk about